Good morning. It is Labor Day weekend, and I have a gorgeous journal to share with you today. It's taken me about a month because I have so many other responsibilities right now, especially over the summer, and commitments that I don't get much time to spend crafting in my beautiful studio here. And yeah, I just get snippets of time, an hour here, an hour there, sometimes two or three, or evenings if I want to stay up late. But I have been working on this beautiful creation that I just absolutely love. I'm so pleased with the way it turned out. I am probably going to be naming it just Aqua Seas because it is a very, very soft aqua. Almost a French blue. And I'm just going to turn it around so you get a closer look at this fancy little cover. I did a journal wrap skirt, which I love doing. This one, there is not a drop of glue on it. I hand sewed or machine sewed everything, including each little pearl and the sequins onto the little pleated ruffle at the bottom. This was so fun to create and design. I absolutely love it. It is made from the luxury silk that I have in bundles if you're at all interested. This one is the aqua, and they come with the silk ties. This one I just sewed right onto the back of the skirt, and I only used one, so it's a small bow, but I think it works. I think it really works well. At the top I have attached some vintage, it's a belt actually, and I repurposed it, took it apart, and just attached it over top of the cover. But the skirt itself, I'm going to show you separately. Put this to the side for a second. So it could be put on any journal really that you like. My husband commented, oh, well, if you give that to our granddaughter, she can just use it for a little doll outfit. I'm sure she would like to do that. I said, well, she's not going to be having it for anything. This stays with the journal. So here you can see some beautiful antique lace, antique French lace. It's actually got some aqua embroidery in there. And then these are appliques that I've just attached together. So these are about 13 inches wide. And then I just ruffled the silk, put some crocheted lace on to make it sturdy, topped it with the French lace, and then the applique I hand sewed on top, and then just stitched it in 3 places to anchor it. And the ruffle at the bottom is the netting on the back side, and then the antique French lace that I've pleated and hand sewed the little pearls and sequins in place, and there are 32 of them. This piece is part of a private collection estate that I purchased, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I am so in love with it. Just beautiful. And that can come off if you want to remove it. It is a brooch. So I'm going to flip it over now and give you a closer look. Like I mentioned, I've sewed it. So some of the edges are left raw, but it's just all pleated and gathered and sewn together. I basted the applique on. I just left my stitching in place to hold it. And that's my little ruffle skirt. Love it so much. And then the journal, of course, can be handled all by itself. It was really, really, really thick. And that's fine. What I've done the last couple of journals I've made is stuck with a 1.5 inch wide spine. And then I've made my ephemera pieces, or just tags, pretty much just tags and journaling cards, very embellished so that there's one per page kind of thing. And look at these dangles. How lovely are these? That's a shell. And then this one is a solid pewter medallion of a mermaid. It's heavy. It's gorgeous. I love it. Lots of draping laces cascading over the side and some bits of bling in between. I started out doing it all the lace on the side in this beige color. I'm calling it greige because it's more silver. I usually am a gold person, but this one just called for the silver and the beige trim. Everything had silver threads in it. And so that's what I went with. There is a little bit of gold in it, but predominantly this beautiful beige gray color. And then I wanted some color, added some aqua, so I did it right in the middle. So that's kind of what happened with this one. And it is 8.5 by 5.5. One big fat signature, which is what I've tended to do lately. I've got the crocheted lace on the inside of the cover going from one side to the other. And I thought this was going to be so hard to sew through, but it went so smoothly I couldn't believe it. Now, why doesn't that happen when you're trying to video a binding session? It just went so smoothly I couldn't believe it. I was very, very thankful. So in here I've got a vintage applique and then a small, just a pamphlet. I have used Marjorie's incredibly beautiful, beautiful papers again, just a few of them, and some Lavish Laces trims. That's Gisela. I love, love, love using her supplies and products. And then I did this tag made out of some incredible pieces of applique. This was all cut apart, so I kind of just pieced them together like a puzzle over top of this tulle ruffle. And the background is some stamping that I've done and then backed it onto parchment paper. I just want to show you this little piece because it's all hand sewn on the back of it. It's remarkable, actually. A lot of these pieces, that the belt that I used for the top piece on the front cover, all hand sewn. It's just amazing. So this is what this looks like on the back. See, it's all the beads and the rhinestones and such are all hand sewed together. It's just remarkable. I just have a lot of respect for that kind of work. So this is just a tall tag, and it's got some sweet little vintage buttons. I left it loose because it's exactly 8.5 inches long, which is the length, the height of the pages. This signature was given to me at our Seaside Soirée signature swap, and I want to thank Christy for her beautiful collection. It inspired the colors, totally inspired the colors for this journal. She had given me some different colored, more turquoisey sari silk pieces to use, and as I was going through the papers, like the digitals, I realized there was a lot of this beige color that I just really wanted to keep that softness going. So I've got some vintage applique on the side. Here, I love using this one. Just so pretty. I hope I'm in frame. Maybe I'll pull it up a little bit. There we go. And the sweet little mermaid girl. Yes, I'm still sticking with mermaids because I made so many digitals and supplies and such, and I love it. I just think it's a beautiful, happy theme for the summer. We are still in the high 90s and triple digits this week, so I'm not ready to go into fall. I'm not ready to give up the seaside yet. We actually go to the beach all year round, so various places all over. This tag in this pocket has some mixed media. I did some stenciling with the Antique Sand Paste by Sam Poole, and this is a moss green color. Some French book page and some of Sheila's trim, some of a vintage scarf that I have, and just some vintage tassel-y type crochet lace. And then this pocket has the dangling lace as well. And then Sheila's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous embellished trim. Look at that. I just love looking at it. I love looking at it peeking through the layers like this. I hope you can see it. It's just such a dramatic, dreamy, romantic look to it. I just love it. Just a short little flap page. Some more crochet lace that I have. Oh, it's actually Venice lace that I have tea dyed. And this tag. Some of Sheila's trim. Some vintage dangling lace. An applique. Some holographic paper. And then this page is actually the paper wrapping from soap, and it had the word beach on it, so of course I kept it. It's got the little perforated holes in it. I added some of Sheila's bling, and what I did was I just cut around some of it, like you take it like this and just cut around the outside so you're losing this, and then it has more of a raw edge to it. At least that's the effect that I like to do. That's the back side of the soap paper. Pretty little dangle on this side, and it's just an image of a girl by the seashore, some vintage French book page, an applique, some gorgeous fibers that I love using, and stitched onto a journaling card. Some more of these beautiful digitals. And I will note the names of the kits that she used, or the artist where she found most of the digitals. She printed on both sides, which is something I don't usually do. So I didn't need to do any other mixed media or texturing, inking, stamping. I just chose to leave it the way it was so it can be fully written on if I choose to do that. Some more of Sheila's beautiful bling on this side. And I just ruffled some lace, vintage lace. Image of a mermaid here. And then this particular journaling tag was made by Georgianne. These were the drop tags on our chair backs that we use to decorate the room. So she's got some fabric and some cheesecloth in there. Just some craft colored brown paper, and then this beautiful digital image that she's stitched around. And I chose to include that in here because it was the perfect color. Some antique ledger paper, another lovely journaling card I've used. These images, I am so in love with these mermaids. They are by far my favorite. And I picked up a few colors in the image to add the tassels to the top of the journaling card. These appliques are from Susie, and it's just backed onto some flocked scrapbooking paper. I have tea dyed this vintage lace trim here. I love it. It's the tulle netting with some white crochet cotton that of course I've tea dyed. Vintage French book page, Emily Dickinson poetry. And then this looks like a page that Christy either coffee dyed or purchased it that way. I'm not sure, but it's a little bit heavier. Feels heavier than 32 weight printing paper, copy paper. And then I just added the tea dyed Battenberg lace to the side. Beautiful image of this mermaid with a dolphin. And she had done this triple pocket that I just kept some tags in, and I've got it floating so that I can move it anywhere. It's quite thick, it's heavier paper, so it can be moved wherever I want to in the book. A lace veil page. I just love adding these. They're just so pretty. I thought it really complemented the print of the copy dyed lace paper. Another journaling tag with these gorgeous fibers. Image of a girl at the seashore. Some French. Actually, that's not French. That's just English. And a lovely applique that I've just added a little charm to the side. I love it when they dangle over like that. That's part of the look that I like to achieve. Here's our French book page, and I've just added some eyelet cotton to the side. Another mixed media tag that I've done. And it's got some French book page, the antique sand paste, and then a vintage doily. I've added a little charm and mini tag, tiny tag. I love using these. And then just backed onto some parchment paper. And they can be written on, of course. What I like about this antique sand paste is it doesn't brush off. Sometimes it depends on the texture or the ingredients, if you want to call it that. If there's too much water in the, not molding paste, what is it called? You know, that stuff that we all use. Of course, my mind goes blank right now. But in the texture paste, if there's too much water in it, it will flake off afterwards. At least that's what I've experienced. But this antique sand paste stays. It can handle a lot, which is great. Beautiful song called Friends, sheet music, and some pretty lace with the holographic colors. Here I've just got a vintage postcard of this lovely girl, Ophelia. I think it's a famous image. Some applique lace with the gold metallic thread and pearls on this side. A book from a book page, I think it was a Victoriana book about summer. And then we've got this cute little journaling card here that I just love. I used leftover silk fabric that I had done a journal cover with, sewed the digital image onto some embossed paper, parchment paper, in the soft aqua color, and then I added an applique and some, oh, that dot, what do you call it? Oh, now my mind is blank too. Anyhow, it's the Swiss dot, if you want to call it that, the tulle netting. And then we come towards the center of the signature, which has these beautiful appliques. These are from Susie. She just sent me some mixed colors, and I said, I just want mermaid-ish colors, and these were so beautiful. So the previous two journals that I did were more of a blue and purple, like aqua and purple. And this one tends to be just a little bit softer aqua. I love this image of a seaside soiree and then a mermaid in the center. And then, of course, the dangles. I did show these earlier, but here they are. I love beads. Love, love, love beads. And this sweet little pewter backed, solid pewter image of a mermaid. It's actually 3D. It's very, very pretty. I hope you can see it. And then this can be lifted up so you can journal away here or tuck something else under there. I do have this other lace tag that I made with this antique trim. That's from, ooh, I bought that at an antique show. Yeah, it's amazing. It's got these beautiful beads and sequins in there. And then just some silk taffeta. As a topper, another booklet of this mermaid image with some of this silver zigzag bric-a-brac, back side of the book page. And then I just tea-dyed some iridescent lace Added it to the side. Here's another piece of mixed media. I've done some decoupage with this gorgeous napkin, paper napkin that came with the signature from Christy. Backed it onto watercolor paper. I have found that watercolor paper is easier to do decoupage with, and then just stitched it around, added some crinkled seam binding and vintage rhinestone buttons that I love to use. That goes on this side. Here I've used a piece of the silver rickrack trim antique. That is also from Lavish Laces. And then this is Dupioni silk. That's from the leftovers of the previous journal cover that I did. I always like to do a continuation of the previous project. There are usually some elements in each journal that are from the previous journal collection that I've done. It's just a thing. It kind of evolves. I leave some of my supplies out around me, and unless it's a completely different theme, I will still build on a tag or some elements that I already have on the go. Some of Sheila's gorgeous embroidered trim with the pearls in it. I love it. And this can be a tuck spot on that side. Some more vintage lace that I've tea dyed. Another floating pocket with an applique. Just added an applique, and it can go wherever I want it to in the journal. And then these small little pieces of ephemera that can also be journaled on, of course. And those just tuck in here. I love it when the trims cascade over the side of the page and then they peek through when you're, looking at it from the side. I just love all that goodness. The other side of the veiled lace page. Some more of Sheila's beautiful embroidered sequin trim. I love the scalloped edges, and of course this color, so pretty. Some more vintage lace, scalloped vintage lace. It comes in this beige color. I didn't tea dye it. And then these antique letters and envelope because of the color. And I read through this whole letter. It is so sweet. It's a letter of a father to his son, and they're in the services. So it's, I think it's about the Navy, some of it, the details, around the time of Pearl Harbor, because it's 1945. And some of the vintage and French book page. Beautiful trim on the side with the tassels. A cute little turtle charm on the side. And then I just put together this envelope out of some mermaid paper that I have and cut apart an applique from Susie. And these images can just go inside, and they're extra little notes to write your thoughts on as you journal. So I just thought that was really sweet. And then I've done a mermaid tail gold charm dangle off the paper clip here. I love that. Just so pretty. Very muted, soft colors. So pretty. And this beautiful mermaid girl. Some vintage trim on the side here with the rosettes and sequins. I got that from a place where a lot of their buyouts are from Dancing with the Stars. I've probably mentioned that before, but I love that place. They've got some extraordinary pieces. Some mermaid girls. And then a tag that I've created using some chenille rickrack. So it's quite dimensional. And then I added a little bit of the purple with the metallic sparkles in this fabric, silk fabric. It's just so beautiful. I love it. Love the mermaid girls. Some of Sheila's beautiful mermaid trim. I call it mermaid trim. It's a sequin trim. It just is so perfect for this color and this journal and this series, of course. another decoupage journaling tag or card with the vintage buttons with the rhinestones in it. Hope you can see that. Maybe I'll take it off. There we go. And then on the other little half page, I've attached an applique. This was from Susie. And then the embossed paper was from Christy when she gave me the signature pieces. She also gave me some really cute plaster seashells and things like that I'm going to paint. I'm probably going to paint them gold and put them on my Christmas tree. I thought that's what I'd do. They're too heavy for a journal. They could have been used on the cover, maybe one or two, but they're so pretty. So down the road, you might see those somewhere in my projects too. Here's another piece of the embellished trim from Sheila with the mirrors and the rhinestones. That one I've cut the edge off as well. I always like to include a vintage or antique postcard. And here's this lovely girl. There's no date on it, but it's an actual, it's not a photocopy or anything digital. It is genuine. Just no other details other than I thought she looked like a pretty little seaside loving girl. Some vintage trim with the tassels dangling down and a sweet little piece of charm, beaded charm. The applique trim on the side of this page. And then this tag is also made with some silk fabric that I had left over. This antique French aqua lace, which I've used before, is just absolutely gorgeous. I totally love it. And just craft manila folder on the back to support it, stitched around. And then I just put a little booklet, pamphlet inside. You can put anything in here that you would like. And then the trim on the back is again from Lavish Laces, these leaves. All these trims I knew would have a special place to put them, and I just keep them, set them to the side, and then when I'm working on a project, I pull those colors together and it seems to just fall into place quite easily for me. So I'm very thankful to have such beautiful supplies to work with. And the last little booklet in the turquoise or aqua paper by Marjorie. Those are gorgeous and perfect. I don't use turquoise or aqua very much. I don't like the deeper turquoise. I don't care for that color myself. But in a project like this, it just pulls it all together. It's just so stunning. And then the back side. And of course the buttons are mother of pearl, beautiful mother of pearl. And that is my Aqua Seas journal. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you like it as much as the journal as much as I do. And let me know in your comments what you think. Hope you're having a great day and all the best. Happy crafting. Bye for now.